What is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Alright, y'all. Now, as y'all can see by the late, great Michael Jackson on the screen, today we are here to talk about Michael Jackson's death a little bit more. And I have 2 or 3 clips that I want to show y'all that I wanted to discuss. Now, I'm not going to make this video too long because we've done a good bit on Michael Jackson. And, we pretty much got the gist, of his sacrifice, right? But got this clip. This was the last video I wanted to show y'all from Dick Gregory. I got this clip from Dick Gregory I want to talk about. And I also want to read from this article about Michael Jackson's estate and, how much of Sony that he actually owned, which, to most was about more than half of the company Michael Jackson owned, of Sony in general, like in its entirety, not just his own rights to his music, right? He owned a bunch of other artists' music as well. So I wanted to make this a quick video to go down that rabbit hole, right? Because I thought it was very interesting listening to this Dick Gregory clip, and it made me go back and look over a couple of things that I didn't realize in the first couple of Michael Jackson videos that I did. Those videos focused more on the clones of Michael Jackson and the fact that Michael Jackson was a channeler. He channeled spirits, and he also studied Aleister Crowley as well, which, we had those pictures up of him wearing the 777 on his sleeve. Y'all also remember that old clip of Pastor G, I think Pastor Craig Lewis, I can't remember his name exactly, where he was talking about how Michael Jackson channeled spirits, and we also went into the Corey bonds that made him dance the way that he did. Those were also spirits as well. Very, very interesting stuff. Y'all know we covered that back in the past when we did a couple of videos on Michael Jackson, right? So in this video, we're going to focus a little bit more about the money trail and how he actually died. So with that being said, y'all, I'm going to keep this intro short. I want to jump right into these clips and get y'all opinion on everything that you're about to hear. Check this out.
That fix, that money, it was never enough.
It wasn't money. It wasn't about money. He didn't have no childhood. See, y'all always be trying to talk about shit you don't know. He didn't have a fucking childhood. Huh? All right? He had all the money he wanted, all the fame he wanted. Huh? But he never bounced the ball. Huh? So y'all gonna sit there and talk about somebody you ain't never talked to him. Huh? Michael Jackson. Huh? A child. His mind was a child. Became one of the most powerful human beings in the world. And they killed him. And when they killed him, just simple mathematics. He's getting ready to do the big show in London 50 times. God can't work one city 50 times. What made you think he could? And that childness in him, it never dawned on him. So he's insured. This is your show. So the insurance is on you, not the rest of the people. So they had him insured for $1.5 billion. That's what it's about.
Well, I thought it was because of the Sony thing. They wanted I believe there was some.
But that's because you don't have the information.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
I said he was killed by a laser. Huh? I just told you it was a bloody shirt and the money. Just public. All you gotta do is go look it up. Huh? Okay. I didn't come here to find out what you think.
No, I'm just asking about
No, you didn't. You say you thought. I'm not interviewing you. You interviewing me. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Huh? But you go do it. I respect who you gonna be. So don't sit here and tell me you thought it was the Sony thing. Huh? Okay. What was the Sony thing about? Tell my grandmother.
Well, my understanding was that he was gonna get the Beatles catalog.
He already had it. Huh?
Okay.
He bought the Beatles catalog when his people told him don't buy it. He bought it for $48 million. When they killed him, it was worth $2.5 billion. Huh? It's in alphabetical order. Huh? Turn first page, see the A's, then the B's, then the C's. It's, how many pages is that?
22 pages.
This is a 22-page document of all the acts he owned in alphabetical order. And what do the headlines say? Michael owned 50% of Sony. Huh? That old Beatles stuff, that's chump change. What's that headline say?
List of Sony/ATV music publishing artists.
Read the first sentence.
Sony/AT Music Publishing is a music publishing company co-owned by the estate of Michael Jackson and Sony.
Michael owns 50% of all country western music. He owns 63% of Dolly Parton. Huh? He owns 50% of Charlie Pride. He owns 50% of Bob Dylan. Huh? He owns 50% Moon River. 50% of that song's his. Huh? You see, look, just read them some of the names in it. Look what he owns. He owns Babyface. Who is that?
Beyonce Knowles.
Huh? M&M's. Huh? And it goes on and on and on. You see them others there you recognize?
Boys to Men, Bon Jovi, Brenda Lee, Brian Harvey, Brian West, Brick and Lace, Bright Eyes, Brooks and Dunn.
And it goes on and on and on. That's just the bees. And if all this was sold today, the estate would probably get between 40 and 50 billion dollars.
Now, check this out. Once we follow the money trail and all of this music catalog stuff, we could really understand and get the confusion out about the entire Michael Jackson, Beatles catalog, all that good stuff, right? Let's go over it real quick. So, y'all heard that clip. Everybody knows Michael Jackson owned half of Sony. So now we'll go over the background of it a little bit. The Sony Corporation has announced it will pay Michael Jackson's estate $750 million for Jackson's 50% share of the Sony/ATV Music Publishing Company. This was back in 2016. Here's the backstory. It all started when Paul McCartney advised his young friend Michael Jackson that to really make money in the music industry, you needed to own the publishing of hit songs. McCartney told CBS TV in 1989 that Jackson joked to him and said, quote, "One day I'll own your songs." To McCartney's shock, Jackson was true to his word. Now, when this happened, it put, a strain on their relationship, and they barely ever spoke again because Michael Jackson actually went and outbidded McCartney for his own music. So it says a music publisher owns the rights to a song's lyrics and composition. Anytime a song is performed, played on TV or radio, used in a commercial, etc., the publisher collects royalties. This is where it all started. In 1985, music publisher ATV owned the rights to some 4,000 songs, including more than 200 by the Beatles. It also owned Little Richard's Tutti Frutti. Michael Jackson's lawyer knew Jackson was looking for songs to buy. When Branca learned that the Australian tycoon, who was a billionaire at the time, who owned ATV, was putting up the company for sale, Branca and Jackson put a bid in. Their first bid was $30 million. Then after a bunch of negotiations, Jackson was able to purchase ATV for a reported $47.5 million. So that was Michael Jackson's company. He owned ATV now. In the mid-1990s, when Jackson was in debt, he sold half of his company, ATV, to Sony, and that formed the joint venture Sony-ATV. To get full ownership in 2017, Sony offered Jackson's estate $750 million, which was really a lowball. But check this out. Now you're starting to understand where the sacrifice of Michael Jackson came in. And just like Dick Gregory said, the Beatles, that was chump change. The Sony/ATV catalog has swelled over the years and now owns or administers the copyrights to more than 3 million songs. Think about that, y'all. Now, Michael Jackson owned half of it up until 2016, years after he died, meaning he owned half of hits that were by Sting, Lady Gaga, Alicia Keys, and Eminem. Yes, they purchased I think they were called Famous which was the publishing company. Sony and ATV purchased Eminem's, they purchased his catalog, his back catalog, in 2007. So Michael Jackson actually owned Eminem's music, or at least half of it, 2 to 3 years before Jackson died. So that's true. A lot of people don't know that. The company controls some of the best known songs in the world, including Over the Rainbow, New York, New York. And with the increase in streaming, the trove's worth is more than what Sony's paying for it. Exactly. They literally, you know, this was the reason they killed Michael Jackson, because they would have never got this if Michael Jackson was alive. That's why it took years for them to actually buy it out for a lowball amount of $750 million. Think about how many songs he had half ownership of. If he was still alive, if his estate still had half of Sony and ATV, they would own Beyonce's music. I don't think at that time when Michael Jackson was alive, or up until 2016, he owned Beyonce's. I think her and Jay-Z and all them, they did that partnership and signed with them, I think back in 2019. But I'm not sure. That could have been like an extension of a deal that she already had. So I'm not sure. He may have had ownership in some of Beyonce's music as well. This was to cut down the confusion that it was not all about the Beatles, but the Beatles catalog did soar. It soared from 47 million when he purchased it in the 80s to almost 1.2 billion dollars now. But just like he said, Michael Jackson owned probably over 30 billion of music. And how did Sony get away with purchasing the other half of just 750 million to the estate? I have no idea. Maybe desperate. Maybe there's just so much in the works of, lawyers and stuff that, details and stuff that we will never know about, that they got away with it. But this was, for sure, this is the money trail. And I believe this is why they killed Michael Jackson, was so that they would be able to purchase the other half that he owned down the road, because it would not have happened if Jackson was alive. He would own so much. He would be so rich. He could sell it, at a crazy amount. The possibilities were endless, y'all. So, in this video, we can learn that of how much music Michael Jackson actually owned by making just back then a $47 million purchase turned into billions worth of music. It's a wicked game, y'all. It's a wicked game they play. So with that being said, y'all, we'll jump back into the rest of the clip by Dick Gregory, and I'll come back and end this video. Check this out.
Stuff go on in your house I don't know nothing about. There's a persona out there I don't know nothing about. But when we sitting here with respect for one, I don't want to hear what you thought. Mm-hmm. I saw the check, nigga. Huh? Mm-hmm. So I got to sit here what you thought. Who cares? Mm-hmm. Huh? That's all I'm saying.
I understand.
And then what they didn't know when they came out with the will, his 3 children's name was misspelled. Mm-hmm. Huh?
So
the day he was supposed to have signed it.
So it's a fake will.
It's a fake will. Huh? Mm. That's what I'm saying. Okay? That's all. And so if I was over there and they said, well, what role did Sony play? No, you didn't say that. I thought I'm not here because of what you think. Huh?
Okay.
Did Sony have anything? Huh? That's...
Okay, I'll ask better.
No, you don't have to ask that. I don't care.
No, I'll phrase better with the...
No, I'm saying, you already said it.
Okay.
Huh? And you ain't going to stop that overnight. And I don't want you to stop it overnight. Huh? There's people listening to me that's cleansed when you said what you said. Huh? Because we know. Huh? I told Michael. I got to his house, man. His father called me and said, Michael need to see you. Michael couldn't go up. His dad and mom couldn't go up to the top floor. Huh? So when they sit there and said, when I carried the food up to him, I saw these little boys. Michael knew. Everybody knew him. No, couldn't nobody go up to the 3rd floor. Huh? So I go and Orange County. Father come back and say, Michael, I want you to sit in my seat. I go, so now the trial's over that day. We go home. He holds me, feel like an animal clawing me. Greg, they're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill me. I know. When the last time you ate, said poison me. When the last time you drank some water, I said, okay, here's the problem we got. I got to slip you out of here today and take you to the hospital. No, they'll kill. Michael, am I smarter than you? Shut up. What we'll do is get a driver and we're going to San Francisco to see a friend. What he didn't know is once we got out the house, when you saw that H for hospital, that's where I was going. I didn't know where. Nobody know we coming. So we go there. 5 o'clock that evening. Michael Jackson. Dehydrated. 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock the next morning, they still putting water in him. The doctor said, thank God for you, because he'd have been dead. That's how dried up he was. Okay? I know him. I know him. I know what it's about. Not about Sony. He already had it. Already had it. Okay? And so what happened is, when they killed him, them white boys that came in and convinced everybody that Michael had went back with them. Michael had gone back with them. Okay? And so the will said that anybody on this will protested, if you lose, you cut out. That's why Mama, I don't even know where she getting groceries from now. She was cut out after. Now, just go back to the one thing. Lords of London got me insured for $1 billion. That means they give me all kind of checks and they didn't see the holes. Now here's how clever they are. You and the brother, there's first responders. You get there at 10 o'clock. He's out. You don't know he's dead because the call just come in. So you trying to get a vein. You don't know he's been dead since 2 o'clock. So now they tried everything. Now they go get the different chemicals I can put in. That's where the needle holes came from. That's how clever they are. The folks that's doing it don't know it. They're just trying to bring them out. Got needle in there. Sure, they got needle holes. But that's where they came from. That's where they came from. Okay? And the old punk doctor, he know nothing about it. When he's on the 911, they say, what's the address? I don't know. You know the address. This is a game. The most powerful human being on the planet, entertainer. They say he ain't lost his license. He's still practicing that. It's okay.
All right, y'all. So I thought that clip, in its entirety was pretty interesting from Dick Gregory. It definitely led us down, the rabbit hole of Sony ATV, Michael Jackson following the money trail. He also, went on to explain his death and how he believed how, they processed his death scene as far as making the holes in his arm from, using needles or pretending that they were about to somehow revive him or, so on and so on, considering the fact that he said he'd been dead since 2 a.m. I think they got there around 10 something that morning. I think the call and stuff was made around 12ish. I can't remember his exact death time, but there was actually a 911 call as well. And supposedly Dr. Conrad Murray was in the house, because I think it was like the security guard or something who made the 911 call. And the oddest thing about the 911 call was, as soon as the operator answered the phone, you'll be quite surprised at what he said right as he answered the phone. So, to end this video, if y'all made it this far, this is just a little bit more evidence to the sacrifice of Michael Jackson. Now, I'm going to go ahead and end my talking at this point. Like I said, I just wanted to make this a quick video, go over a couple of things. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. I'm going to end this video with the beginning of the 911 operator call. And y'all let me know if y'all hear what I'm hearing. As soon as the call is made, y'all, listen to what the operator says. Think about that number. All right, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. And yeah, y'all let me know what's going on in the comments. It's Black Balloon. And I'm going to see y'all soon. I'm out.
Fire paramedic 33, what is your emergency?
Yes, sir. I need an ambulance as soon as possible, sir.
Fire paramedic 33, what is your emergency? 33, what is your emergency?